You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, GH fans. Belinda from Soap Dirt here with huge casting news about actor Nicolas Chavez and his much discussed return as Spencer Cassadine. We've got an update on that and some other casting news for the ABC soap opera, but first click subscribe if you haven't already. And now let's talk GH comings and goings. So just real quick before we talk about the huge Spencer news, I want to dip into some other casting news that is very big, not as big as the Spencer news, but still exciting. Ellen Travolta and George Russo have guest spots on the ABC soap for Brooke Lynn Quartermaine's wedding. They are playing her grandmother and grandfather, Gloria and Carmine Cirillo, Lois Cirillo's parents. That is very exciting. And of course, they have recast Carmine, but they have the original Gloria that was on from way back in the day, very briefly. And of course, this week, oh my gosh, it was so exciting to see Wally Kurth back as Ned Quartermaine. He's been MIA since mid-January until he finally popped up at Detective Chase's bachelor party at the axe throwing range. General Hospital had me very worried because Wally has not been around as Ned. And with BLQ's granddad coming in for the wedding, I was worried that they had cast someone new so that he could give her away and that they were going to somehow say Ned couldn't be there, which would be ridiculous, but they've done stranger things. So there's also supposed to be some more extended family of the Cirillos there as well. A whole Bensonhurst Brigade invasion. Sounds like a couple of cousins, maybe an auntie. Plus, the wedding also marks what could be the beginning of the end of Gregory Harrison's run as Gregory Chase because his health takes a serious downturn during the mid-May wedding events on GH. So I feel like we're probably going to be seeing a slow decline over the next couple of months, much like they did with Mike Corbin's dementia and death. And once the wedding's over, we are going to see the Cirillos exit back to Brooklyn, except for Lois, who seems to be sticking around on at least a recurring basis. But I'm really hoping Rena Sofer is upgraded to contract status because she is phenomenal. I did a standalone video on who should romance Lois, and you can see it on our GH playlist or here on the main list of videos. Just scroll down. But I would absolutely love to see Lois sticking around, getting a job working for Maxie at Deception, constantly stirring the pot with Tracy Quartermaine. One more comings and goings thing I want to talk about. I don't think we're going to get, but gosh, we really should. Wouldn't it be great to see Leslie Charleson back as Monica Quartermaine for the wedding, but more importantly, to see her son Jason Morgan, who's come back from the dead. Remember, they had that note delivered to Jason when he was at the PCPD interrogation room. It was a little note of support from his mom, Monica. That's not enough. We need Leslie back. I can't believe they brought her back in for that Finn case instead of saving her for stuff like this. It makes no sense. All right, now on to the really big news. I have been asked constantly in the comments here, almost on a daily basis pretty much, about whether Nicolas Chavez is coming back as Spencer Cassadine. When is he coming back? Just everything about Spencer's comeback. And when I have time, I've replied and said I would give you news when there was some to report. And now there is some news to report. Inside sources spoke to someone at TV Line, which is a reputable outlet, and they confirmed Nicolas Chavez will not be back as Spencer Cassadine. Honestly, I didn't expect him to be back because let's face it, he's one of those actors that I think uses soap opera as a springboard to bigger things. I mean, there have been some huge talents to pass through the halls of General Hospital that this was where they started their career. I'm not talking about people that were already famous who did a cameo, like when Elizabeth Taylor showed up as Helena Cassadine. General Hospital was not a career defining moment for her. She was just a fan. But for somebody like Nicolas Chavez, it is definitely where you start, where you learn the ropes, where you learn to shoot a lot of pages every day and be really professional. Then you go on to bigger things. And of course, there's others that stick around soaps for decades that are very talented talented, and that's great for them. I just personally never felt like Nicolas Chavez would stay for too long. He's so handsome, he's so buff, and he's so talented and destined for bigger things. So what does that mean for the future of Spencer Cassadine and Trina Robinson and people that love and mourn Spencer's tragically young death? Well, there's been recast chatter in recent weeks, but nothing firm. And I've also heard rumors that they were going to be writing a new romance for Trina as she starts to get past her grief and is ready to move on. But some of this chatter and rumor was before the head writer change, okay? Now, with Patrick Mulcahy and Elizabeth Corte at the helm, there's always a chance we might not get Spencer back right away. I mean, or even for years to come. The stage is set for an eventual recast. It seemed pretty clear that they intended to bring Spencer back at the time that they wrote his death after he fell off that barely disguised haunted star set because his body wasn't found, but then the little turtle dove he had on him washed up on shore. To be fair, at that time, as far as I knew, Nicolas Chavez did intend to come back after making Monster Season 2. He was only supposed to be gone like 6 or 8 weeks. And the powers that be seemed to be planning on his return with the way they wrote that very open, soapy death, prime for a resurrection. But now, no Spencer coming back. And they seem to be moving further from the core Cassadines. Laura Collins told Ava Jerome that Nicolas Cassadine was being transferred from the local Pentonville prison to another out-of-state facility. That means, to me, it sounds like they're phasing out those Cassadines. Spencer and his dad, Nicholas. Baby Ace is in Laura's hands, so that's good enough. And at the same time, they're ramping up Valentine Cassadine to be an uber villain now that he's broken up with Anna. And I have heard some chatter that they may be adding some new Cassadines to the cast, some dark Cassadines, possibly ones we've never heard of before. We'll see how it goes. If any of this turns into a thing, a real thing, I will definitely share it with you. So I know some people have asked if there's a chance that Nicholas Bechtel might come back, the original Spencer Cassadine actor. He's 19, he's 6'1", he's all grown up, cutie patootie. It might work. However, he said in a tweet he's taking time off from acting to go to college. And then he mentioned that he thinks that there's a whole lot of negativity on soap social media. I know you guys have seen it, right? And what's kind of incredible, Nathan West actor Ryan Pavey chimed in and he said negative fan interactions and comments were part of why he decided to leave General Hospital. And remember, they killed off his character Nathan. He called soap Twitter one of the most caustic environments he's ever experienced. Then he said he did not miss dealing with rude fans. Wow. I mean, we all know people online that not only write mean things about the character, which is about a fictional person, but then they say awful things about the actors playing them. And then they go that one awful step further and they tag the actor. I think clearly hoping to be hurtful and for the people that they're saying things about to see their hurtful words for reasons I can't fathom. But at any rate, for now, it's a matter of wait and see on a Spencer Cassadine recast. But let's be real, there's not a storyline rush for it. There's plenty of other plots on the front burner right now, and they're moving Trina into other storylines to keep her busy. But yeah, I hope one day we will get Spencer back. And of course, we wish Nicolas Chavez the best as he moves on in his career. Hey, subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely drop your comments and come back soon. We are here talking General Hospital 7 days a week. And as always, I'm your host, Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.